Hi guys, this is Karen, or Care for short, and today I'm just going to be showing you the basics and pros and cons of Grav CMS via Reclaim Cloud. That is not the same thing as Reclaim Hosting, though it's by the same people. I believe the interface is quite different, at least in the flow. So starting off, you're going to have to make an account for Reclaim Cloud, whether it be a free trial as a student, 2-week free trial, or via a paid subscription. And so basically, once you make an account, you should get a screen like this. You obviously won't have environments already, but it's just like a page like this with your environments that you want to create. And so first you need to install Grav. How to do this: first you search it up in the top right search bar, and you can click on this, and you can click install. You can change the name to something like Howdy or something, and it'll download. And basically, we'll let that download, but basically what this is what we have here already done. And so with that, once it's finished downloading, it'll take a little while, mind that. But once it finishes installing, then it'll give you a URL as well as an admin URL. And basically, the admin URL will just be yours/admin. And when it's done, it'll give you an admin like username and password. So here, when you click on when you go to the URL/admin, you'll get the login page. You can click login, and you'll get to the admin interface panel or UI panel interface. But before we do anything with that, before we go over the admin user interface and like panel, first I just want to show you how Grav runs and how it is a flat file CMS, which means it's quite simple and it doesn't run off databases, but it's more based on text files. And I thought it was a little tricky to find on Reclaim Cloud. I know how to find it on Reclaim Hosting because it's just at the file manager at the top. But for Reclaim Cloud, if you want to find the web directories and stuff, first you need to hover over your little environment and you press the config. And from there, something like this will come up. It may be smaller or bigger, but something like this will come up with files and folders, and you need to go to the web root. And undoing this is basically where Grav's directory is. Things like if you go to the user, you go to pages. This is where, when you're editing it in the admin panel, this is where things change. And this is where all your plugins and themes and everything is stored. And basically, by storing it, the web directory, it can basically use these as building blocks to create what this is. Something just like a plain old website. One thing I forgot to mention before we move on is that basically, here's the directory, and it basically works the same way as it does via a local device. It's just the location of the file is different, so it's either on your local device or it's like via Reclaim Cloud or such, and Reclaim Cloud Reclaim Hosting. And basically, it just uses like PHP PHP and Markdown in combination to make all the elements for configuring the site system and everything. And basically, it's sort of like more simple but limiting, I guess, if depending on. I haven't went in depth with Grav for Grav CMS, but it certainly is interesting with the way it structures its data because it's a CMS and not just via databases. I personally, this is my first experience with my first time finding out about something content management systems, or like flat file at least. So it was a little odd to me personally, but it certainly is interesting in the way it relates its directories to its live website. So basically, now that you know kind of where the directory is via reclaim allowed for Grav, we can just go and check it out. Basically, go over the basics of there. So using UI, it's overall simple. You'll start here on the dashboard. It'll tell you all things, notifications, UCs, which isn't horrible. It'll tell you also your latest updates. And I didn't get too into it, but it's overall here are your pages. You can make new pages and stuff. So it's pretty quote unquote user friendly, I guess, in the way that Mac is. Everything's kind of more interface based. That is, if you do be a Reclaim Cloud or Reclaim Hosting. I know you can also, there's option to work with the command line. You also can add a lot of plugins, which offers a lot of customizability and modular kind of stuff. You can also change your theme, but just be careful because apparently some themes can break your website. But yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty simple overall. Markdown itself you'll have to learn. And so looking at this, we kind of discuss pros and cons, and basically they just have let's look at this. They're open source, they're flat files, so there's no databases. The setup overall is fast and easy, whether you're doing command line or via a web hosting service. They have a thorough guide, and while they do have some little holes every once in a while, it's pretty helpful if you're not gonna delve too deep into web development. If you don't need to be too nitty gritty, or you just need to make quick sites or drafting sites for drafting, or just to test things out, then that's pretty useful. It's overall limitless, and also for the plugins, there's a lot of options. I know later I'll be adding this video to the site itself that I have here, and there's a plugin for YouTube, so where you can embed videos, so that's pretty cool. Other cons are, I don't really like Markdown, but that's more of a personal choice. Also flat file, which means it can get kind of not greasy, but a little overwhelming, I think, if you have a site that has too much content. Yeah. Also, it's simple, which is nice for quick and easy and fast and simple stuff, but it's simple, so if you're trying to make more complex nested sites, especially with listing and modular pages, not just standard, then you'll definitely reach a point where you may the simplicity might limit you. So there's that. That's basically it. It really is a good starting point, definitely, I feel like. So that's basically going into it. Using the admin plugin, it just makes it really easy for if you just want to do no think, I would like to click button and do thing, then Grav is definitely good for that. I would have to check out the command line method and platform and what its capabilities are, but overall it's really, honestly, it's just simple. So if you're into that, I mean, go for it for sure. But anyways, those are the basics. Yeah. Have a good one, and see y'all soon. Thanks for watching.